Millions of people are being urged to file their self-assessment before the deadline at the end of this month, or they could face a £1,000 fine, even if there is no tax to pay, or if the tax due is paid on time. Revenue and Customs, HMRC, is reminding nearly 5.7 million customers they must file their tax return for the 2022 to 2023 financial year before January 31, 2024. People can submit their self-assessment and pay any tax owed online at gov.uk. New data from HMRC indicates almost 6.5 million people have already beaten the self-assessment countdown clock by filing their tax return, including 49,317 customers who used the New Year holiday to get a head start on their tax obligations. The quickest and easiest way people can pay their tax bill is via HMRC's app, which is free and secure. Information about the different ways to pay can be found on gov.uk here. HMRC also has a wide range of resources online, including a series of video tutorials on YouTube and help and support on gov.uk, to support customers in completing their tax return. People who are unable to pay in full can access support and advice on gov.uk. HMRC may be able to help by arranging an affordable payment plan, known as Time to Pay, for those who owe less than £30,000. This can be set up online here. HMRC said it will consider a customer's reasons for not being able to meet the January 31 deadline. Those who provide HMRC with a reasonable excuse may avoid a penalty. HMRC tax fines. The penalties for late tax returns are, an initial £100 fixed penalty, which applies even if there is no tax to pay, or if the tax due is paid on time after 3 months, additional daily penalties of £10 per day, up to a maximum of £900 after 6 months, a further penalty of 5% of the tax due or £300, whichever is greater after 12 months, another 5% or £300 charge, whichever is greater. There are also additional penalties for paying late of 5% of the tax unpaid at 30 days, 6 months and 12 months. Interest will also be charged on any tax paid late. Myrtle Lloyd, HMRC's Director General for Customer Services, said, "The clock is ticking for those customers yet to file their tax return. Don't put it off. Kickstart the new year by sorting your self-assessment. Go to gov.uk and search self-assessment to get started today. Who might need to complete a self-assessment for 2022-23. Taxpayers may need to complete a tax return if they are newly self-employed and have earned more than £1,000, have multiple sources of income, have received any untaxed income, for example earning money for creating online content, earn more than £100,000 a year, earn income from property they own and rent out, are a new partner in a business partnership, are claiming child benefit and they or their partner have an income above £50,000, receive interest from banks and building societies, more than £10,000, receive dividends in excess of £10,000, need to pay capital gains tax, are self-employed and earn less than £1,000 but wish to pay Class 2 NICs voluntarily to protect their entitlement to state pension and certain benefits. The online checking tool can also be used by those who may no longer need to do self-assessment, including if they gave up work or retired, are no longer self-employed, earn below the minimum income thresholds. Get the latest record money news. Join the conversation on our Money Saving Scotland Facebook group for energy and money saving tips, the latest benefits news, consumer help and advice on coping with the cost of living crisis. Sign up to our Record Money newsletter and get the top stories sent to your inbox daily from Monday to Friday, including a special cost of living edition on a Thursday. Sign up here. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at @recordmoney_ for regular updates throughout the day. If taxpayers no longer think they need to complete a self-assessment tax return for the 2022 to 2023 tax year, they should tell HMRC before the deadline on January 31 to avoid any penalties. Tax customers also need to be aware of the risk of falling victim to scams, especially as the self-assessment deadline draws nearer, and should never share their HMRC login details with anyone, including a tax agent, if they have one. HMRC Scams Advice is available on Gov.uk here. Join the Daily Records WhatsApp community here and get the latest news sent straight to your messages.